Alright guys, before we get into switching, here's the list of what I gotta do. This is the number, these are the trains that run on the layout. Viking VK is Viking Energy, loaded coal run. Viking Energy is actually a wood chip power plant here in Michigan, and I had that on there because it's local to my area. The ABL, Abbyville Local, is North Yard switching, so that's going to be the very last part of the switch list. MS or Morton Salt. Morton Salt is that big blue building and that siding track behind it. Then the main is right close to the wall. The Viking Energy, which I mentioned before, is actually the Abbyville Power and Light Company. And there's 3 coal cars sitting in there right now. I'll turn on some lights shortly before I get started, but this is just a teaser of what's going on. The R&R metals I don't have on here yet, but I do have scrap cars that are loaded right there, full of stuff. Freight run north. My layout faces, if you're looking to see where the big railroad crossing sign is, that's south. Where the train is on the ledge, that is north. The layout runs and it comes out of the yard and it faces a north direction. Freight runs south, which is right here. I run it south, but I don't have any industries that are south. Only one I do is the Abbyville Power and Light. The WW local is a local term. I have excursion service also, but that's not implemented yet. Mainline transfer and local switching, that's the yard transfer. YTN, which is North Yard, yard transfer North Yard. YTA is yard transfer Abbyville. Scheduled trains for the layout. Trains VK, MS, and AVR operate as authorized on the timetable. While other trains operate as extra lower class, tracks must be clear of non-authorized trains and equipment 5 minutes in advance of the time stated in the timetable. Southward trains are superior to northward trains of the same class. Railroad clock starts at 12 and runs at wall clock rate 1-to-1 ratio. Train authorization. Each train running on the railroad must carry a train routing card with it. Routing cards are obtained at the point of origin. Upon termination, return the card to the point of origin for reuse. Suggest and study the route described in the card before operating the train. Additional trains might be authorized verbally during the session. Traffic generation. Car movement is authorized by its car card. There is a waybill for each car spotting location. It is not possible to overload a location. When the car is spotted, place the card facing the layout. Waybills will be recycled to generate traffic. All empties should make their way to the yard. Freight traffic frequency. Freight north and freight south run sweep every 45 minutes. AVR run once or as needed. WW run as needed. BK run once. ABL run when done with the final train. R&R metals run when scrap cards are called for. YTN, YTA run as determined by traffic. MS may have to run frequently depending on the traffic for the Morton Salt. That is the description of the Abbyville Northern Railroad trains. On the next sheet, Abbyville Northern Railroad Company General Instructions. Dispatching is informal, verbal, at junctions and train meets. Coordinate with each other and with other crews. Obtain clearance from the dispatcher to operate on the railroad. Obtain clearance from the appropriate yard master to operate within the yard limits. The maximum mainline train length is 5 50-foot units, unless arrangements have been made with the dispatcher. Longer trains will not fit into the passing areas. After passage, return track switches to the normal position. All operating track signals indicate track position. Some indicate occupation. Red means stop. Green means proceed with caution. At MS, do not store cars on the main and run around tracks. Other scheduled trains may be operating there. At MS, the main track handles 7 cars for runaround moves. That's a description of the general instructions for the Abbyville Northern Railroad. This is actually right here. Abbyville Northern switch list. Train 1A970 is my original train. That one will be doing last. I run the the waybill in reverse order. NY, and then the destination is North Yard. If it's loaded or empty, there's that. Also, a car number, car initial. Same goes for number 2, but the track numbers change a little bit. VK, where the cars are stored, are on the main track. VK is Viking Energy. There's 3 empties in there, but the cars are loaded. I have not gotten the empty cars yet. Once that happens, I'll put them on there and change it. Morton Salt. The train number 2 is the second from last. Train 3 is A974 Morton Salt Spur MS. You see the NACL car in there, that is salt, and it says Morton Salt on it. CSX, there's that in there. And the Beano and DT&I boxcars, those are finished salt products. Train number 4 is Fort Wayne, Michigan Spur. They get the 2 tank cars, but you'll see me switch a little bit to Sandwich's cars, the Sunoco and the Dow car, in between the 2 box cars for buffer cars. And then train number 5. This one's gonna be the fun one at the end, which will take quite a bit to do. And you get to have some fun with the rate, and you leave the other cars alone. You just get to switch the yard and then perform 2 mainline runs of the mixed cars that are left, and that'll be the end of the session. That's the Abbyville Northern switch list. We're going to start with train number 4, Fort Wayne, Michigan Spur. That's going to be the easy part. Now, I do have a hard copy of my switch list, and this is a real chassis system switch list that got given to me. I have several of these. You can basically find them on eBay if you want to find them, but this one was given to me from back in, it says on the bottom 1980. This is the hard copy of the switch list. So there you guys go, an explanation of the switch list and all the instructions for the switch session.